what does a production team leader do? And is there a difference between a shift leader and a team leader? Let's find out. Hello, I'm Tom. Welcome to my channel where we talk about continuous improvement in an industrial setting. In this video, it's about the role of a team lead or a shift lead, especially in a production organization. In logistics, it's quite similar, but this is in the industrial context. What do we expect team leaders and shift leaders to do? They have a very important role within the organization. I will also immediately say, every company sort of uses the terms in their own way, so there might be a bit of overlap. It might be that your company only uses one of the two titles and sort of puts it together. What you will also quite often see is that, especially in a bit smaller factories, the production manager takes on the role of the team lead, and then you have shift leaders in production, or the other way around. You have senior operators who sort of take the role of shift lead. So keep that in mind when we're going through what tasks they have and really what role do they play in a production organization. But if we just purely check what a team lead and a shift lead should be doing, then the first frontline manager of a production team is actually not the team lead, but the shift lead or shift leader. They have direct supervision over what production logistics or your operations is doing during that shift. So they work along with a shift of people and they make sure that during that shift production targets are met and that it is done in a correct way. So they ensure the volume of production, make sure that stuff is arranged like resources, that people go on breaks at the correct time, that you have if something happens, a bit of flexibility, make sure that everything keeps running smoothly. They will also control the processes, and then I mean the settings, material quality, the output quality. That is a typical shift leader task as well. Make sure that we are following standards. So this is a very practical way, a practical role for how do we make sure that production is doing what it is supposed to be doing, that they have directly now the resources to make the plan, and that they will make the plan in a good way, with good products and processes that we decided are our best way to do so. Now the team lead, and this again, it depends a bit on the size of the company, but if you have both, the team leader is really responsible for organizing production. So where we are here directly supervising the production in a single shift, the team leader organizes that planning is understood and available and that preparations are made also already shifts before, because you're prepping the days ahead. You almost always already need to arrange some supplies, make sure that the people are there, make sure that the resources are there, that we can do all the things. So they are basically the contact person also for planners and for internal logistics to make sure that everything will be able to produce effectively. But their main task, their main way of doing it is that they manage the people. So they lead the team, not per se this one shift, but they have to make sure that the whole organization can produce day in, day out. And for that, people are often the most important thing for them to focus on. Since the lines, it's usually done by maintenance and engineering departments. The materials, it's usually a flow that is set up well in advance with a technologist, with a quality department, and generally with long-standing contracts. But the people is something that can change day to day. Where do you have to work? Do the scheduling. Make sure somebody is sick, somebody is on vacation. How do you make all of the lines work? How do you lay out the puzzle of your personnel? Of course, many people, they also have growth aspirations and they want to learn something new, or they do not want to learn something new. So how do you manage also that your people stay happy and that they get the proper training to work on all of the lines? So the skill management and the competence management is a big part of the role of the team leader. And of course, in the end, you will also have some people who are just underperforming. Can we coach them to a better performance? Do we have to transfer them to a job that suits their skills, competencies better. Or the other way around, if we've got a star operator, maybe they can do more, maybe they want to do more, but maybe they can also do more. Maybe this is a perfect person for another role in the company, and you can make more all-round workforce. Such things, making sure that the people are managed so that production is ensured not just for today, not for directly this shift, but also for the days, months, or even years to come. Now, usually when we're talking years, we are really talking about production manager, HR department, but for what we are doing at the moment and who can run which lines, who is competent enough, trained, make sure that everyone is where they are supposed to be, that the communication is really done, that is a team leader task. Now, both of these leaders, of course, they also have, let's say, the general management things that they need to do. Good communication with the other departments, the other stakeholders. It is making sure that things get through. So really being that communication hub on the shop floor. But the difference between these two is in directly managing a shift and the performance in this shift, and making sure that in the longer term we are able to produce. Now, if we look at this, and we look at it from a continuous improvement, performance excellence type of way, we will want to have these shift and team leaders in improvement teams, in problem solving, in checking how we can implement things, in getting feedback. So we often will want to have them in our multidisciplinary teams. How do you select what type of person you then need? See, these shift leaders, they are very well versed in setting control, in making sure that we have standards. So anytime that it is about standards, that it is about the control systems that we have in place, that you really want to know what is happening at the line, that is when you have them. So practical machine know-how and control systems. The team lead, as you see by their main function, is really more about the people. So if we're talking about competency management, but also influencing the group, people skills, training, things like that, and how do we organize production? So we're not checking and controlling our standards, we are thinking about where are we going to place equipment? How is logistics going to provide all the stuff that we need in production? How can we maybe change which people can run which lines, and how do we train on that? All such organizing questions involve your team leads. They, better than your production manager, your operation manager, will know what is happening in production and how it can be improved. That is their specialty. So organization, competency management, and influencing people, you can definitely do with shift leads, but generally the people that really will help you to know, where are the different personalities of colleagues, where are the pain points for production, where are the things that give pride, generally get promoted to a team leader role. See, these people, they can be up and coming production managers. Also very often with team leaders, we see a good, experienced veteran who really knows how to make the whole production just flow in a good way by practical experience and people experience. And that part is going to be so important for you. especially if you are relatively early in your career, you want to do some nice change projects, some problem solving that always goes into, we need to update standards, we need to make some changes to prevent future failure. Get these people on board. So in the analysis, especially when we're talking problem solving, generally shift leaders, because these are all deviations from standards, that is problem solving, and these are all those standards, and how do we do things. Improvement projects, and especially when we get to skill and competency things or stuff that really touches how people work, team leaders. And both of them, again, play a critical role in any operation, any production or different operations organization. These are the golden people to have and really foster what they can do with the shop floor colleagues and get those teams together. So do not ever forget them when you are going to implement or even when you're going to analyze any changes in your operations. Now, if you like shift or team leaders, also hit that like button for this video, and please do, share in the comments which other functions would you see how they link into CI, and perhaps even what they should be doing in operations in the first place. For now, I wish you the best of luck running your operations, and as always, enjoy the continuous improvement journey.